only have to do the mandatory test for various countries. If he or she goes back to India, once again coming back to the same, they will have to give this NEET exam before they come. If they want to stay back in Russia to continue their studies, start to live, do further studies or work here, it is not mandatory. If they want to go abroad, say for example like European countries or something like in Caribbean countries or wherever it is other than India, it's not quite mandatory.
Okay. And moreover, what kind of facilities are available in the North Indian State Medical Academy for the medical students?
So from the day one, we help the students to learn with the reality. What do I mean is that we give them all from the specimens in the very first year, make them come to class with perfection from day one. Because doctor is like, it's just not like you just come, you learn the subject and go. No, he's going to be a doctor in the whole life. People call him as a doctor. So the definition of doctor is like he has to be clean, he has to maintain his self-respect, and he has to respect others too. So apart from the studies alone, we also try to teach them to become one of the good doctor and a better doctor. There's something called better doctor because it is one of the motto of our academy as well. So they learn with the specimens. We do have cadavers, we do have research programs. We teach them in English language, that's the most important thing. We teach them in English language, which helps them to learn the subject with easy. They don't have to learn in extra language to learn the subject. Of course, it's always better to learn new language. To survive in this country, they do learn Russian, but parallelly. They don't come and learn in the first year separate programs, not like that, but they learn parallelly for like 2 to 4 years. And in that period of time, they learn very well the Russian language. When they go to the hospital, they get communication with the patient very easily. Because patients do not speak Russian, they don't speak English here, but they speak Russian. For that communication, like what is your problem, what complaint do you have, and how to talk, and what to get the symptoms for the patients, signs of the patients. For that reason, they have to learn the language. That is, we are learning, teaching them parallelly.
Okay. And moreover, why in Russia medical education is affordable than India?
Oh, such questions, I cannot give a proper answer on that because it is a various different system. If you ask me about like.
And moreover, I came to know that in India, it's different factors. In Russia, it's education. It's a free for Russian, something like that. Something.
Well, here it's most of the system of education is government maintained bodies by the government sectors, and they have their own criteria for giving education. And they do have scholarship schemes for the Russians. They do have scholarship schemes for the foreigners, and also they have a scheme of payment scheme for the Russians and foreigners as well. So who does good and achieve this scholarship scheme, they can always come. You have to fight for anywhere. It's not like you can come easily. But comparing to the education payment as compared to India, it is quite affordable, and they do get the best education as well, and they get exposure to different culture, the language, the traditions. And in our academy, we also have students, apart from India, also have students from Bangladesh, we also have students from Sri Lanka, we also have students from Uzbekistan, Tajikistan, Turkmenistan, and other countries as well. So what does it show is like the students get the opportunity to speak with other people, try to understand their tradition, culture, and their mentality, which helps them to explore their own knowledge and acquire more information.
What kind of cadaver facility providing in this academy?
We have the cadaver here in our academy, and all the students from the day one, when they come to anatomy class, then end of the week or like twice in a week, usually the teachers, they take them to cadaver class and they show them what is available in the cadaver. But if the student does have their own interest, they get the permission and they get the keys. They can, with the presence of the supervision of some of the teachers, they do go train there, they take the Atlas book and see and compare, and they understand much more deeply than just looking at the pictures or something.
As that you told, Russian government is providing a free education for other nations also?
Yeah, there is a program like foreigners for foreigners as well. They have to go through like a Russian system is there, but they do have some criteria. They have to go through those criteria, secure good marks in that. It is a heavy competition, so each university will have a specific number of seats for that. In our education, in our system, we have minimum around 25 seats.
As that you told previously, the entire education is being taken care of the Russian Federation. So that might be the reason I believe that education is affordable in Russia compared than other nations.
Well, it can be one of the reason because it's in government sector is monitoring all the facilities of the studies. It can be a reason.
So, in the Russians and Indians are going to be placed in the same class while you are teaching.
Well, we have a separate, like for example, for Russian students we have a separate classroom. For Indians we have separate, not in foreigners. Why? Because they learn in Russian language and we teach them in English language. So for that reason, we don't combine them. If they want to get combined class with Russian, then they will be studying Russian language. So it's very simple as that, but it is nothing like discrimination here, but just based on the medium of education is English here, that's it.
How many students are accommodating for each class?
In a class, so this is one of the classroom sector what we can see around. So here we can see it's like we can accommodate maximum of 7 students.
That's it.
Yeah, if you're talking about some other groups, we have from 7 to 12. This is maximum number is 12, minimum is 7. Why we take this number of students in a class? Because each student can have their own time to go and take any specimen they want and learn. They can have enough time to talk to teachers, ask questions, clarify their doubts and so on. Teachers can also give individuality to each and every student. That is very important.
Do you feel any impact because of Russia and Ukraine special military operation? Do you feel, if you're facing any consequences and any impacts?
Well, the only consequence of what we face is that people in the back home, they are worried about it, and the parents are worried to send the student to Russia. And they used to send more students every year, but this year that's the only impact we could see because of propaganda. That's what's going on. But being in Russia, I'm in Russia already. I didn't leave this country for the past at least 1.5 years. In this period of time, I do not feel any kind of threat or nothing is happening. Since the special military operation began in February, until now, thank God there's no problem in Russia, and there's opposite propaganda around in the world with the English mediums, like media.
It might be consequences or something.
Yes.
Okay, doctor. What kind of hostel facilities for the international students being provided by Dharkakin State Academy?
The academy has majorly has 2 hostels. They have 3 hostels to be precise. They majorly have 2 hostels, and among that 1 hostel is completely given for international students. So where we have 9 stories, and each hostel room, if you go inside, they have 2 rooms combined with 1 washroom. So usually they'll be like 1 room, 3 person can be second to 2 person. So 5 people can share 1 washroom, and they have a common kitchen there on that block. So we have 2 blocks, they have common kitchens. But students also have facility like Indian food facilities is available. This is the first floor where we usually give like a formal like a mess. Those who want to cook by themselves, we are giving the chance to cook and learn. Those who want to have food from mess, they can come and take from mess as well. So there's no problem with the food. The hostel is very safety, security is very high level. We have CCTV cameras everywhere. We have security 24/7 surveillance. We have specific time period like to go out and come inside. So like until 11, they can go and come inside. After 11, why we say 11? Because here in this country, that's how the safety measure is being maintained. People can go until 11 o'clock and you go and come out and come very freely. It's not a problem with that one. And morning we open the hostel like around like 6 o'clock. So in this period they relax, rest. In the remaining hours they do have some forms of leisure in the house. They can have, they can play among the friends. They'll be evening hours. They can have study rooms. They can study. And we also, me myself also living in the same hostel. So anything happens, we used to go and see the students if anything is there. We also have medical rooms in the hostel as well. Somebody is sick or something, we do treat them at the moment itself.
So for the first aid
Yes.
first aid. Is this? I mean, this is question not by me. Actually, a number of parents asked the question to ask you. The question is, how safe it's for the female student? Russia is how safe for the female student?
Well, it is absolutely safe for anyone. Compared to male and female are more safer than male in Russia.
Do you mean to say that Russian law is favor to women than men?
Yes, kind of, yeah.
Okay.
And female students, they feel very secure because in the hostel they have separate floors, separate washrooms, everything separate, and it's being monitored with the help of a warden. Everything is secure, and they don't feel any problem in the hostel. Very comfortable, everything, and it's walkable distance to the academy. and to the classroom hospital. So it's very nice. You don't have to go like 2 to 3 hours of transportation every day, like as we do in Moscow or in Petersburg. But here it's very nice. You just wake up. You don't have to go for like public transport. You can grab a taxi, share it to three persons. They share. It comes in cost less than what comes in public transport. So they come in leisure, come to the institute, come to the academy, learn. They have a good canteen in the academic premises, so they eat good food, go home, and then eat there, relax, read, sleep, and study, and then play at school. So it's quite good.
What kind of research methodology Russian medical academies are following?
Well, when we talk about research, until the UG program in 6 years, each and every student is obliged to do a research work. Why? Because it is the beginning of like initiation for the further research and become a scientific professor in the future. For that reason, we teach them how to write simple abstracts, how to publish in articles, and how to take part in the medical conferences inside the academy, outside the academy, in different places. We also send students to the other countries as well. So we do publish international journals like Scopus, Web of Science. We publish from academy as well. A student do write in English, and then they even go for like Q3, Q4, sometimes even to Q2 quarterly in the Scopus articles. We also publish in Russian language. We have something called VAK, and there we publish, and students they take part actively as well. And we teach them how to take part in international conferences, Olympiads, which increases their potential and makes them enhance the potential as well, and also increase the academic rating among other universities.
And I heard something about preparatory course. Can you please give me a brief about the preparatory course? Why? Because there is many advantages of doing preparatory course in Russia for the other nationalities. Can you please elaborate?
Well, preparatory course, people do misunderstand with respect to the Russian language program, because they come and study for a short period of time. It is preparation of student to go to medicine. So when they finish preparatory course, they do get their specific certificate and degree, with which they could show that they have learned this Russian language as a part, which helps them to even apply for Russian residence permit for another 3 years. And that is one of the very good opportunity they have, because it's not that easy to get residence permit. It's getting quite easier, and this is one of the system which is being easier also.
How many international airports are surrounded to this Cherkis city?
Well, this city, Cherkis, is one of the beautiful city what you can see here. It's been surrounded by one international airport, and it's enough because it's quite easy. Just 1 hour drive from here to the airport, and then you get in there to one of the small airport. Then you have less check-ins, everything. You can go in like 2 hours before your flight. You can check in, you can take the flight. I can fly directly from Mintranivol to Dubai, direct flight. It is 3.5 hours journey, even faster than Moscow to Dubai, just 5 hours.
Oh, great.
And then from there you can fly to South India, North India, wherever you want. From Dubai you have all the access.
I mean, as you are saying, students can fly anywhere else, any part of India.
Yes.
Okay. And I have another question. As that you said, students can enable facility to cook themselves also. I mean, what kind of all the kind of ingredients what we get in India, we can able to get here in Russia to cook for. To cook student by themselves, like masalas, chili powder. Indian food stuff is really different.
Yeah, everything you get, but with less Indian spices. What I mean is that Russians don't consume hot spices.
Yes.
So usually, what we suggest to if they want to cook by themselves, we suggest to bring along with them some we call masala spices. They can bring like chili, coriander, whatever it is, based on their convenience. But of course, we have mess, and they can just come and just enjoy the food and go.
Okay. Anyway, thanks, doctor. Thanks for your valuable time. I hope so. We covered most of the questions. Next time we will, if any miss, if
Thanks for coming.
Thank you, doctor. Thanks for your support.
Hold on,